Howdy, this is Braden from Smoking Around Barbecue, bringing you episode 20 of the Supper Series, and it's McRib season. Now, of course, before I get into the whole McRib thing, I want to do something different. I swear every 10th episode, something crazy happens. Episode 10, I got the lav mic. Episode 20, well, episode 20, if you click in that link below, it will take you to the full Supper Series episode. Now, I don't know if I mentioned, well, yeah, I mentioned episode 1. Yeah, you guys got it. Where I was going to make 3 to 5 minute videos. Well, I've realized I cut out a lot of content that you are all missing. Now, I know some of them went up to like 7 minutes or something like that. Cool. But this is the whole start to finish bloopers, mishaps, mess ups, whatever. You name it, it will be in this link below. But in the meantime, on your Instagram and your TikTok, it's going to be a 3 to 5 minute video, sometimes 7, sometimes 2, who knows. Anyways, let's get into it. So as you see, I'm not doing a review of the McDonald's McRib sandwich. I love McRibs. When it comes to McRib season, I am just a fiend when it comes to that stuff. And I thought about something. Why don't I try to make a McRib? So I found this website. The website had was a copycat version of the McRib. So I went ahead and read through it, read their beautiful forms. That's one thing, personal pet peeve. I do not like having to read a whole book before I get to the recipe. But anyways, so I found it. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. What we need to do first is, well, we need the protein. So we got the protein here. What it is some pork chops along with 3 tablespoons of cold water, a tablespoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of salt. So let's go ahead and get started. Once you got your pork chops out of their packaging, they are boneless pork chops, just to let you know. Let's go ahead and cut these up into about 1-inch cubes. Y'all get to experiment with me. That's the best part of this episode. I love that we're able to experiment, try new things, share something, review. We're going to end up sharing this with the world. We're going to be the first to try it. Well, I mean, people's obviously tried it. But anyways, and we get to do a review on it. So once you go ahead and got your pork chops cut up in your 1-inch cubes, you want to go ahead and put it in your blender. Typically what you want to do is, well, if you have a food processor, that's the number one thing you want to do, because it's McDonald's. They're going to make everything into a paste and then mold it. So let's begin. Once you got your blender here, let's go ahead and open up. Let's go ahead and toss it in there. Let's go ahead and add your 3 tablespoons of water. And then, of course, go ahead and add your tablespoon of sugar and teaspoon of salt. Go ahead and sprinkle it on in there. And then, well, you want to blend it until it's a paste. So if you're using a Vitamix food processor, what I'm doing is I'm starting at 7+. And golly, she's loud sometimes. Okay, until it looks like a beautiful pink paste, which it does. Wow, this is honestly probably McDonald's most accurate recipe ever. I've seen how they make those chicken nuggets, and once you've got it blended, you want to go ahead and make the molds. Now, there's a few ways you can go about doing this. One of the ways is if you have a 3D printer like me, you could actually go online and they have a press for the McRib, which is the coolest thing ever. So I get to try this out. Super excited. If you do not, well, it's basically dough. You just form it into the rib, and then that's it. That's it. What you want to do is make those molds, because we're going to end up freezing them. Which, yeah, go figure. Who would have thought, right? So I got my handy dandy rib press. If you do not have a rib press, you want to get them about McRib size, so about 1/4 inch, maybe a third, I don't know, somewhere around there. Me, I'm just going to tear off myself a little piece here. A little more. And then take this press, and then voila, I should have a McRib after I'm done pressing this. Oh, what the? Technical difficulties. Okay, it did not McRib. I mean, it did, but it didn't. Let's fix that. Looks like I need to add more McRib meat. Best way to put it. All right, if you're using the press, make sure you cover the whole entire thing in McRib meat. Maybe pre-press it like I'm doing here. I don't know. This is the first time I'm trying it. Saw it and I was like, ooh, I gotta print that. Okay, go ahead and give it a press, or go ahead and mold it. I suppose that works. You don't have to make it perfect. We're not trying to appease the McDonald's gods. We are back. We've got 4 of them. They surprisingly did make 4 McRibs. We've got them pressed, and well, the next thing we gotta do is we gotta freeze them. So let's go ahead and toss them in the freezer. And once we're back, we're gonna go ahead and make some of that McRib barbecue sauce. I'm not reading from a script. I wrote all these down on measurements. Okay. And we are back. We've got our pot on the Blackstone. The Blackstone is on. Let's go ahead and make that barbecue sauce. First things first is you got to start with 3/4 cup of ketchup. Go ahead and toss that on in there. Oh my goodness! I don't need no man. Need 2 tablespoons of molasses. We're going to be here for the next 15 minutes as this molasses slowly makes its way down. There's 1 tablespoon right there. Okay, we're going to be here for another 15 minutes. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Tablespoon of packed brown sugar. 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon of chili powder. Half a teaspoon of cumin. Hey, I've never opened it. Had to make sure it was actually coriander. 1/4 teaspoon of coriander. Once you got all those ingredients in the bowl, let's mix it up. Now you want to keep mixing this until you get to a light, gentle boil, and then from there you want it to simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once your sauce is completely ready, go ahead and place that in a bowl, put it in the refrigerator to chill, or even on the counter. And then in about 2 hours, we should have our McRibs frozen, and then we'll be right back here to cook them. Hey, and welcome back. So we've got our McRibs into a beautiful, beautiful form right here, and it's solid. The griddle is super hot. You want it to be nice and super hot. So, well, the next thing to do is cook them. Now you want these to run about 145 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit for the internal temperature, or just, well, cook them until they're cooked. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Anyone catching any good ball games lately? You see the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. End of that dynasty. Okay, once they have cooked for about 4 to 5 minutes, go ahead and give that a flip and take a look. Not too bad. Those are looking like how McDonald's. Okay, that one probably could have stayed on a little longer. Go ahead and flip this one back. This is our thicker one. This is our last one that we did. But the rest are fine. You know, while I was sitting here waiting for these to cook, one of the things that just popped in my head, what is your favorite fast food thing that you'd love to copycat, or you'd love to see me copycat? Might as well, like, try some other things. Like, I've done a few copycat recipes, like KFC Famous Bowl, the McRib now. The other things have been like chicken salad chick. Like, there's a lot of good ones. So, I mean, hey, send them your way to me, and we'll try them. Let's get that last one off. Go ahead and kill those flames there. Don't forget the bread. Just almost actually did forget it. So with our bread, we want to make sure it's genuinely authentic. McRib is, we'll have the bun toasted. So while our burners are still hot, go ahead and place the bread on here. The copycat recipe says to apply butter and then toast it. I've never really done that. I kind of like just having it toasted like this. Now, while we wait for these buns to toast, let's go ahead and sauce up the McRib and make it, well, the McRib. Now, I actually found a TikTok video showing a person make a McRib at McDonald's. And they like kind of dipped it in there and like moved it around and like put it in a sauce tray. Well, I have a bowl, I have a plate. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to go ahead and pour it right on there. Make it simple as possible. But everything will get an even coat of barbecue sauce. And this is that barbecue sauce we made earlier today. It is cooled off. I just left it kind of sitting on the counter. It had no harm being there. That's for sure. Let's take a look at that. Hands on that. Look at those McRibs. Actually not fully sauced all sides here. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. And look at that. This is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and place this inside. I'm going to get my onions and chop them up, some pickles, and then these are ready to be pulled off the Blackstone. Next time you see me, we'll be eating some McDonald's French fries along with this McRib. There it is, the McRib. Go ahead and place a bun on there. And then I forgot something. I'll be right back. There you have it, folks. We have the final product. We have our McDonald's French fries that my wife brought home. It's wonderful. Something weird about eating them on a plate, not out of the thing though, but you know. So McDonald's French fries, anyways, pretty good. Can't copy that. That'd be difficult. But the McRib, give it a try. That is dang good. That is really close to a McRib. I am impressed. The bread's a little too bready. I think it needs to be a little bit thinner. I could probably press the bread or something. But dang, that's good. That was really good. Wow. I really appreciate y'all watching this with me and helping me out with this. I hope yours taste as good as mine. And well, that's been it. That's a cut on episode 20, y'all. I'm thinking about it though. Episode 20. That's been 20 weeks of the Supper series. And I cannot be more grateful and more thankful for you all watching this, being able to interact with me, showing your views over with family, friends. I mean, we are for friends new and old. And I just want to say thank you. We've made it to episode 20, and we're not stopping, obviously. So as the season gets a little bit colder, we have festive things coming our way, the holidays. We're going to start rotating this Supper series into more of a wintry soups, treats, sweet treats, stuff like that. Of course, we're still going to be barbecuing, but you'll be probably seeing me more in the kitchen than out here because it gets cold out here. But again, thank you for watching, everyone, and thank you for being my friend. This has been Braden. Keep it smoking.